What's going on, guys? Today is going to be a little bit different. I was going through some old videos and I remembered I made some videos 3 years ago. And what it was is they were called midweek boosts. They were on Wednesdays. I did them on Facebook. And I did them live, which was extremely terrifying because like being behind a camera is scary. But I realized like these videos right now that I'm doing with you, I can edit it, I can delete it. You don't know how many times I've done it before until I've got to this one. Could be 1,000, could be none. Who knows? But that was live. So any mistakes, no matter what happened, you saw it. But I was going through it and I was like, oh, that's a good message. And I thought instead of redoing the message, I'm going to play that one for you. So it's kind of like a Throwback Thursday on a Tuesday. So it is about the parable of the sower. And it is in Luke chapter 8. So you can go there and check it out while you see this video. And it's completely different, guys. That looked weird. But it was live too. So again, it was terrifying. But yeah, so before you go, don't forget to subscribe. And notice at the end of this video, after 3 years, at the end of it, nothing has changed. And you'll see why in a moment. Enjoy the video. Throwback Tuesday. Hey everyone, it's David Hunter with the Face of Grace coming to you live for your midweek boost. Now if you were at Grace over the weekend for the Easter services, you know how incredible it was. I'm actually still watching the recordings because it was just really powerful. And one thing they did for all 5 services was they did baptisms. And every time I see someone be baptized or someone comes to know Jesus for the first time, I cannot help but think about what Jesus says about the parable of the sower. So I'm going to read that to you right now. A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path. It was trampled on, and the birds of the air ate it up. Some fell on the rock, and when it came up, the plants withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up with it and choked the plants. Still, other seed fell on good soil. It came up and yielded a crop, 100 times more than what was sown. Now Jesus goes on to explain this parable. The seed is the word of God. Those along the path are the ones who hear, and then the devil comes and takes away the word from their hearts, so that they may not believe and be saved. Those on the rock are the ones who receive the word with joy when they hear it, but they have no root. They believe for a while, but in the time of testing, they fall away. The seed that fell among thorns stands for those who hear, but as they go on their way, they are choked with life's worries, riches, and pleasures, and they do not mature. But the seed on good soil stands for those with a noble and good heart, who hear the word, retain it, and by persevering, produce a crop. So every time I see everyone who's being baptized or coming to know Jesus for the first time, I always think of that because I know what it was like when they're so excited. You know, you're nervous to get up there to be baptized, but then you're also, you know, you're just thrilled. You're like, all right, this is going to be great. You know, they have their shirts renewed. They are renewed. But the problem is a lot of people, you know, they're excited for that moment and then they fall away. And Jesus says it right there. That's what happens. But the only way to combat that is, he says right here, is you got to hear the word, you got to retain it, and you got to persevere. And the only way to do that is to continue to dive in the Bible right here, continue to learn about Jesus and God, and ask him to open up your heart to give you wisdom and knowledge of what you're learning, and you need to go apply it. And don't think that, hey, I read it once, hey, that's fine, you know, I don't need to read it again. Constantly read this. You know, it's not a one and done book. You need to read it for a lifetime. And every time I go through, I could read something 100 times, and then one day I'll read it, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense, or that applies to what I'm going through right now, and now I completely understand it. And you never know who you can help with that. So just think about that as you go about this week. And one last thing I want to share with you is a quote by William H. Atkin that I read yesterday, and it goes perfectly with this. And it says, "Lord, take my lips and speak through them. Take my mind and think through it. Take my heart and set it on fire." Make that your prayer this week. And until next time, I love you guys. Peace. I'm out.